This video describes what a sustainability scorecard would look like for Nike. Now, there's an important caveat. The case study I'm going to share with you has been created entirely from previously published case studies from The Natural Step, as well as books and information from Nike's current corporate website. Nike has not seen or endorsed the contents or this presentation in any way. This presentation does not represent Nike's formal position on strategy or sustainability. So, the source materials we've used are a series of case studies published by The Natural Step, as well as the book Dancing with Tiger, which has a section on it on the Nike story, as well as their existing corporate website. So let's start off at the beginning. We need to harvest information from those existing documents to make a sustainability strategy map. Now, as we know, sustainability used to be called the triple bottom line. We think of it as the triple top line, where we're looking to maximize our contribution to society, the organization's success itself, and the environment. Now, when we take a look at reporting organization, we tend to use the most commonly used framework, which is the balanced scorecard. So within the organization perspective, we have the business perspectives of achieve financial success, and we do that by meeting our customers' needs. We meet our customers' needs by having the right internal processes, and to build and maintain those processes, we need the right competencies, culture. And so these become the 6 perspectives in the sustainability strategy map. Now again, we're going to go to existing documents, and in this case, for example, their website, to come out with their interpretation of their strategy and sustainability. So overall, the vision statement for Nike is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. So if we take a look at their website, this one's pretty easy, right? There's an objective here that says double our business with half the impact. So obviously that becomes an objective that is overall the indicator and goal for success for the organization. So we put that in the financial perspective. Then it says things like products will do no harm. So as we recycle our shoes and so forth, operations will do no harm to the environment. And overall, we want to minimize our environmental footprint. Another web page, of course, talks about their drive towards sustainable innovation, which is an internal process, as well as other things like transform manufacturing, have a positive impact in our communities, accelerating global change, and that our business is conducted ethically. Then if we go to more traditional sources, for example, this comes from this year's annual statements. It's the letter from the CEO to shareholders. It talks about the business goals like own the market, products that enhance our athletes' performance, enabling a digital future, a broad product selection, our desire to lead the market, and unleashing human potential and develop a winning team. So again, it's important to note that we haven't recreated any of these. The leadership team has had their discussions, voted on them, and approved them. We're just putting them into one single context, as opposed to the financials living in one section and sustainability in a different report. This next stage is we show the cause and effect relationship. So to double our business and half our impact, we have to own the market. In order to own the market, there's 3 things we need to do. We need to make sure our products enhance performance, and if we do that, that will help us own the market. If we enable that digital future, that helps own the market. And finally, if we offer a broad product selection, that helps own the market. Now, to get there, we need to lead the market internally. And if we lead the market, that will both support products that enhance performance and enable a digital future. How do we get there? Well, we obviously need to transform manufacturing to help us lead the market and have sustainable innovation. And sustainable innovation will also help us develop that broad product selection. And then Overall, these two people objectives support everything above it. And then finally, S1, positive impact on our communities, obviously moves to accelerating global change. So this begins to describe the hypothesis about a cause and effect relationship between these objectives. Now, normally when we're working with a client, we then weight these objectives, right? These objectives contribute 100% of this year's strategy, and we should be able to allocate 100% across these objectives. But without insights onto Nike leadership's thinking, I would be hesitant to put any even example weighting on. So we'll move on. The next step is to begin measuring how we're achieving against each of these objectives. Now, the interesting thing is in virtually all of our clients, the data exists somewhere, some spreadsheet, the back of an envelope. There's at least indicators against each of these objectives. But the good news is a lot of work is being done in identifying global measures against each of these. One of these is called FutureFit. FutureFit was developed by The Natural Step and identifies what are the global changes that we need, therefore what are the systems conditions that must be met, therefore what are the 8 business principles that businesses must achieve. And from there, they've identified 21 specific FutureFit business goals. These are specific goals which have identified indicators that we use from business to business. Now, the benefit of this is it becomes a benchmark so I can compare different businesses against each other. So we're going to take these FutureFit business goals and use these on our strategy map. So, for example, goal 18, community concerns are activities listed and partially judged and transparently addressed, links to positive impact on communities, as does the right tax is paid in the right place at the right time. Goals 21 and 19 link into businesses conducted ethically. Goals 1, 2, and 3 are about their objectives of transforming manufacturing. There's a bevy of objectives that link to employees. Employee health is safeguarded. Employees are paid a living wage. Fair employment terms. Not subject to discrimination, and employee concerns are actively listed and partially judged and transparently addressed, and those could fit into either P1 or P2. There's a bunch of clear statements about how operations do no harm with emissions, greenhouse gas, byproducts can be repurposed, and we don't encroach on ecosystems or communities. And this hash coloring here indicates green for environment and blue for society. Products do no harm to people or the environment. And finally, 11 and 12 link into customer concerns. So we can partially populate these with indicators from FutureFit, and the rest of it comes from the existing organization. So ultimately, we can take that strategy map and add on performance indicators, right? Green means we're at or exceeding target. Yellow means slightly off target, but we can achieve it with our current resources. And red is, we need some support. And whether it's trending up, staying even, or trending down. So this becomes an executive dashboard. We now have the triple bottom line on one page. So leadership can see everything at once. And as we make decisions, I don't sub-optimize society, the company, or the environment, but optimize across all three. Now, it's important to understand that this is that top view, and we should be able to click onto any of these and drill into the underlying data. So we can understand the specific metrics and even be able to filter this so I look at only my department, my team, or even me as an individual. Now, what's interesting about that is now I have my personal scorecard. I can see what I've personally done towards contributing to sustainability. And that achieves the goal of purpose and also ultimately replaces the annual performance review with more frequent, less formal conversations about performance. We can also look at this through multiple frameworks. So if your organization, like Nike, follows the FutureFit framework, great. But if you use integrated reporting or the United Nations Strategic Development Goals or are using the GRI framework, B Corp, whatever your framework is, we can look at the same measures with that alternate framework. So you don't have to abandon your current thinking. And this way we can put the same data for regulators, stakeholders, internal people, and so forth. So what are the benefits? Obviously, this becomes a precise, ongoing decision-making tool that allows you to monitor and report performance. This gives everyone a reliable view, no matter who the stakeholder is, based on the same data. It clearly builds employee engagement by people understanding and seeing their contribution to sustainability. It provides true comparability benchmarking between businesses. Through the work that Bob Willard is now doing, we have ROI calculations against each of the 21 FutureFit business goals. It works well with any of the existing frameworks. It allows you to have international consistency across multiple locations. It guarantees that achievement of this scorecard is connected to bringing forth a flourishing future. And most importantly, perhaps, it's anti-greenwashing. Since we're measuring all of those 21 objectives, we can avoid people cherry-picking just ones that would make them look good. So, just a brief recap. Your organization already has the building blocks. We take your existing strategy, and we take whatever the framework is you're using. In this example, let's say it's the UN SDGs, and we combine those together to build a strategy map that looks at your contribution to business from your strategy and society and environment within the construct that you prefer. And again, whether you use the SDGs, FutureFit, B Corp, integrated reporting, GRI, it all works in this framework. And if we combine that with your existing measures, we can then build your scorecard within whichever framework you would like and give you that overall view and drill down. We hope this has been interesting and look forward to helping you build your sustainability scorecard.